Good morning. Today is the 22nd of May, 2026, and the time is 7:45 in the morning. Uh, Okay, I am being targeted by people. Gang stalking is an organized um, slow kill, and it is being done. But really, it's the government is involved, but it goes far beyond the government. Everything goes far beyond the government. You have these people who's supposed to be so rich that they own everything. And so they feel they have the rights just because they have money. And people are so ignorant that they feel because the person have a lot of money that there's power. But it's only power because you have people that's worship money, allow money to be the power. But really it's weakness. It's very weak to have that type of money and all you can do is evil. These are very weak entities because I don't even think they're human. They're not all human anyway. But anyway, there's a group of men, and from my understanding, it's like I think they said 300. There are 300 men, and then there's the 13 families, and then you have the different secret societies. I don't know which secret societies is the top one. But you like have Skull and Bone, you have the Freemasons, there other um you got the Knight Templars. You know, these secret societies is in resistance. And they're making all these decisions that our governments follow. When they have a president, that's all he is. Just a president. Just a name to make it seem as though he's running things, but he ain't running nothing. You know, a lot of people have hate for Trump. But Trump ain't doing nothing but what they're telling him to do. Biden, he didn't do nothing but what they told him to do. Obama, he didn't do nothing, to tell you the truth. I don't see what he did. He just a face that was there because they've always known that Christ was a black man. They've always known that Adam was a black man. They always known the original indigenous people to this earth were black people during this time, because there was something else going on before Adam and Eve, before the first flood. There was a first flood that they don't even talk about. In Genesis 1:1 and Genesis 1:2, there was a flood. That's when Satan, Lucifer, rebelled against God, and he was kicked out of heaven. And God caused a flood that was longer than the Noah's flood because it killed everything. It killed everything. And so God recreated. And you got people preaching about certain things. You have a bishop that say that God didn't create Adam and Eve with eyes and a mouth. And now sexual organs. But yet he told them to be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth. And then I've heard someone say that God told them to be fruitful and multiply, and that the fruitful was to be good, like be holy like God, and multiply. But who would you gonna multiply it with? The trees? No, God told them to be fruitful and multiply and replenish, because there was already something here before the flood. That's why the earth was under the water, because there was a flood. And God hovered over the waters. His spirit hovered over the waters, because there was demons. The fallen angel was kicked out of heaven down here. And whatever was here was drowned it. Everything drowned it. Even the sea creatures. That's why God had to recreate the waters. But anyway, there are beings that was here already. And Lucifer was already a fallen being when God created Adam and Eve. That's why he used the serpent. Some people think the serpent was um was Lucifer or Satan, because when he fell, he became Satan. I don't think so. I think that he put himself in the serpent because he's spirit, and he used it. He might not, because angels have bodies, so I don't know if an angel can possess anything, but they have the powers, and I think he used his powers to but then, but he was dead. Uh, anyway, I want to get myself mixed up. I think he used his powers to manipulate the snake, because the, God said the snake was the most, um, I can't remember what the word was that he used, but it's like he was more uh, manipulative, I guess you could say, than any creature that he made. So he named the serpent along with the rest of the animals. But anyway, um, when Noah flood came, and the giants was on the earth, the Nephilim was on the earth. That's how the demons became, because they was the soul or the spirit of the Nephilims. And so after the Noah flood, and they was able to channel the spirits and the demons from the first flood, you have creatures here. They're still here from where, they was making and doing things to the humans, and these families are products from that. See, they're messing with my head right now. That's why I'm losing my words. But anyway, they want us to be sick, so they creating things, and they've been doing this for a very long time, creating sickness, and they've been causing death for a very long time, and they're still doing it today. Anytime that V thing, that's something that was created in a laboratory. People not just catching something. This stuff is being created. And so you have people prophesizing. There was one man, and I don't think he's a real prophet. I think he's a reptilian. But anyway, he prophesied that people are going to be uh, start getting fat. Going to be a lot of people gaining a lot of weight. And the reason why I'm saying this because this is what they're doing to me. At nighttime when I'm trying to sleep, or not trying to, when I'm asleep, they have the ability because they got all this technology in our bodies. They're turning us into the clay and the iron and clay in Daniel with that statue with the top part was gold, silver, bronze, iron and clay. So they're making the iron and clay out of us. We in that generation because we were created from the ground, the dust of the dirt, when God first created Adam. So now they're putting the iron in us, which is technology. And they're putting all this technology in our bodies so they can control us because they want to digitize us and put us in this supercomputer. It's a very large computer that they want to put us in. But first, they want to depopulate the earth. There are too many people. So they have these stones called the Georgia grain stone in some part of Georgia. I can't remember the part of. But the first commandment is the 10 Commandments. See, Satan is always mocking God. Everything God have, he want to do it, but he perverted. So they have a 10 Commandment, and the first of the commandment is to have only 500 million people on the whole earth. Like he said, I'm gonna go back and study the other 9, but I keep forgetting if they still have it up. But anyway, that's what they've been doing, depopulating the earth. And then they have a solution that's supposed to be to help the people, but it's not. It's not to help the people. It's to finish killing them. It's to finish doing what it do, and then they put these bots in the V thing. And once them bots go inside your body, they can cause it to do what they want it to do. And so some of us didn't take the V thing. Some people did, and uh those young people, a lot of the young people, and a lot of people took because they was mandatory for them to work, to hold it onto their jobs, but your job shouldn't be more important than your life. Cause you volunteering, and it's like suicide. And they're gonna do that same thing with the mark of the beast. It's gonna be voluntary. That you're gonna make a choice to do it. And they'll probably make it mandatory for you to have a job, to buy and sell. You won't be able to buy nor sell if you don't have that mark. You probably won't be able to rent or do anything. That's why we need to. If I don't know what's going to happen with me, I may be homeless. I may be homeless and living under a tree. I don't know because I'm not trying to take the mark of the beast. Because once you take the mark of the beast, that's it for you. That mark of the beast is going to transhumanize you. They already transhumanizing us by that other beast thing because it's putting technology in us. But this thing is going to really change you. So you can't enter heaven no matter how good you live, how obedient. you've been. Because now you're not what God created you. You something else. And this is what Satan has been planning probably ever since he fell. Ever since God told him that the woman, the seed of the woman will crush his head. And his seed will crush the seed of the woman's heel. And he probably started then figuring out what he gonna do. Cause he been ever since then, he been coming up with ideas. That's why the Nephilims was here. Cause they trying to corrupt the bloodline of mankind. That's why nobody lived but Noah and his family. And then after the flood, it still brought corruption. Because Ham raped his mom. That's why it said that Ham saw his father's nakedness. To see your father's nakedness is to have sex with your mother or your sister. And that's what he did. Because they were laying there drunk. When Noah was laying there drunk, his wife was laying beside him. And I do believe that's where the other Nephilims come from. The curse. Because it was only Canaan uh, bloodline that was the giants. The giants lived in the land of Canaan. But anyway, I'm trying to get to what's happening with me today. So right now, they doing things to me that's blowing me up. They send it, I don't know how they doing it. It's underground. I do know the utility company that's in this county, and it start with a P. I'm gonna say that much because I'm not trying to just tell people where I am, because this is gonna be even worse than what it is now. Because people don't care nothing about you. I've seen that. Like why not even family. Your own family don't care nothing about you. And so I'm not saying that they are gang stalking me, but they don't care. I got my sister. She's worse off than I am. They've taken everything from her. I mean, her legs, her mind, everything. She just alive. This was done to her. And you got doctors giving out diagnoses that it ain't real. They know what's going on. They know that people are under attack. But they doing what they are told to do so that they won't go through it. But they killing them too. Her doctor is dead. Her doctor's dead. And he been dead for some years now. And they probably killed him. But anyway, he could have told the truth. He could have said, no, I'm not going to do that. But he made money off of every time she went to the doctor. That was $300 for them to do nothing. Because they couldn't. They can't heal this. The only way to heal it is to stop it. And they're not trying to stop it. They're going along with it. Everybody's going along with it. The government, the FBI, CIA, every single government agency. I can't say every single person, but I can say every agency, even Social Security, Social Services, Housing Authority. They're all a part of it. You got the judges, you got the lawyers, you got the doctors and nurses. You got all of them involved in this stuff. And they believe in Whatever they send through the cell phones about a person, they believe it. AI is something that people created, and the information that's in it, they put it in there. That's why they watching every single thing that you do inside your own home. But yet you got all these children going missing, but they don't know that. But they do know. They know exactly what's going on. They know they got all these pedophiles, rich people that feel that they have the right to rape you, to put fear in you, and to kill you and drink your blood and then eat you. They got the rights to uh, kidnap, to pay kidnappers, because they're not the one kidnapping, but they pay the kidnapper. That's why you got so many people kidnapping, and they kidnapping youth, black youth, and hunt them down like animals. These black children ain't just going missing. They're being kidnapped for the rich people, and they taking them to these dang on islands, and not just an islands. There are many islands, and some of them owned by black people. But anyway, um, they're attacking me with this something hot, and they've been doing it now for 8 years. For 8 years, because they started it at the other house, sending this hot energy in my private area, like they're raping me with something real hot and going in both places. But they blowing me up little bit by little bit. So now, since I've been in this house, I mean, it had gotten way worse than it was at the other house. I mean, I was watching them. I didn't know what they were going to do, but I watched them do it. And they knocked down the fence on purpose. They had this black woman that lived on the street behind us. She came next door and ran over the fence and made it look like she accidentally not no, she did it on purpose, and got out the car and walked home with a walking cane. But they were gang stalking even from over there. But anyway, the man that was behind us rebuilt the fence, but he only built it on one side, a one-sided fence, because it was a two-sided fence. It didn't have no lights on it or nothing. He put lights on it, and then uh connected the lights to the underground. And when they did that, all this hot energy and stuff started coming up and come up through the floor of the house and enter us. But since we've been in this house, I mean, since this last year, it's gotten really, really, really bad. Well, I never had a hanging stomach, a big butt. I've never had this. But they did it because they taking this hot energy and blowing me up like a balloon. And so now they are shooting me. They're shooting me from the underground. And I got a lot of aluminum foil to prove it. Because I sleep with aluminum up under me. And I got 10 sheets of paper of aluminum. This right here is 4. I got 4 sheets of aluminum that I mend together. Some of them I just got 1 sheet, and that it just tear through that. Then I started putting 2 sheets together. You can see the holes in that too, real good. You can see the dark. I take this and shine the light through it. Now this is 4, and so I can actually see when I hold it up to the light. I can see the holes in it, but I don't know how well the light will shine through it. But I'm gonna try to see. You can see the energy in this house. We like submerged in energy. They're making us. antennas so that people can ride by and walk by and pick us up on their cell phones. Cell phones is a weapon. Those smart meters that they put on the houses about 9 years ago, those are weapons. Everything they doing now is a weapon. Those TVs, smart TVs, those are cameras that they can watch you inside your house, even when the TV is off. So they're using everything to watch us. These holes are still small. They haven't gotten big yet. So I don't know how well you'll be able to see, if you can see through them, if the light gonna go through them or not. But they are holes. They go hold right there. I can see it. They real tiny. And they're gonna probably, I may have to take some of this loose. But I was hoping that this would, all of this will help keep them from shooting me. Because I got all this aluminum and they've all full of holes from the top to the bottom. And this is probably the 10th, but it's not just one sheet. This is 4 sheets. And they're all full of holes. And so all of those aluminum foils that's full of holes, the holes are in my body. And I'm quite sure out of those little holes I am hemorrhaging. And by me hemorrhaging like that, it's going to cause me to be infected. I won't go to the doctors because I don't trust them. The doctors have been doing things to me. And when I try to tell my story, especially on YouTube, they shut me down. I've had this third channel that I put on YouTube. And I'm telling what's being done to me. And they saying what I'm saying is dangerous. What I'm saying is what they're doing, which is dangerous. They killing me. They killing people. I'm not these are many, many people being tortured. And a lot of them, families are turning away from them out of fear of what'll be done to them. But see, they don't realize it's already being done to them. So there ain't no need of you turning away from your family member when your family member needs you, because we all, every single one of us, are under attack. Every person that, if you are a human being, you are under attack. And you can ignore me. You don't have to talk with me. You don't have to communicate with me. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to like my videos. Cause see, when you like people's videos, I'm not here for likes, but it's the likes that help your videos get out there. If your video don't get no likes, then it's not going nowhere. But anyway, I am being tortured, and this started in the 1980s. And you got people trying to pretend that it's because of your sins. That's a lie from hell. Because if that's the case, we all will be tortured. Because everybody have sin in their life. There ain't nobody on earth but Jesus Christ that haven't had any type of sin. This is the Antichrist system. Church folks, pastors, apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors again, church folks again. This is of the Antichrist system. This ain't got nothing to do with God. God, why would God punish you for all these years? When God punish you, He go ahead and do it, and until you repent. I repented from my sins years ago, but they Satan, these gang stalking devils, are coming in people's lives. Men raping women, women seducing the men. They know when they come in your life, they already know that you are celibate. They already know that your name is on this list, but they get paid to come and corrupt you. So I'm letting you know, target individuals. Don't just let somebody come in your life because they already know who you are. And a lot of them be people that you know and maybe know them from your past. And they come, here they coming because they got your name out there. They got your picture out there in the dark world, in the dark um, net. And they got lies out there because they trying to say that we are sex freaks and got sex movies and all sorts of things out there in the dark web about us. There's not something that they created. Because they got a sex movie out there, but I would never let somebody video me having sex. And I ain't had sex in years anyway. But I realized the men in my past were gang stalkers, knew who I was, and knew I was celibate. And they come in my life and force themselves on me. And I didn't think a lot of it because I did like them. I got comfortable with them. That's the problem. They come and get you comfortable. So when things happen to you, you feel guilty, but you don't blame them for what they done to you. But now I do, because now I know I caught some gang stalking me. But that's why I know they knew who I was from the beginning. That's why I don't meet nobody. I don't let nobody new come in my life. I don't give out my phone number. I don't do anything because I don't trust nobody. I don't trust nobody. And if I meet somebody and God want me to trust that person, I'm gonna have to hear from God. I'm gonna have to hear God say, you can trust this person. Because even the people in the church are gang stalkers. Because they thinking that this is God. They go to show they don't know God. They go to show they do not know God. If they'll think God will do this here. But this is the Antichrist system. And they're going to try to make it seem like this is God, but this is not God. This is the Antichrist system. And those of you who love money, he's not your God anyway. You love money more than you do him. To know that you are a part of God is your love. The way you love. That's when you know that you are a part of God. When you have love in your heart. When you can look at a person and not judge them by the way they look. But you got people is so mean and just evil. But I wanted to do this video because I've had people to have dreams about a fever. That people going to start dying from a fever. They were saying something about the blood people gonna start dying, getting their blood gonna be infected or something like that. And they got this new V thing now that people is catching. And this is all of it's being done. Every bit of it is being done to somebody. It's being created. So if people start uh, dying from a fever, it's not a fever. People are being hit with a heated air or something. This stuff is coming out from under the ground. They putting this stuff underground. They laying pipes that they can send this stuff, whatever it is, through the pipes. They got valves, and they can destroy a whole neighborhood at one time because it's under the ground up under your houses. But they connecting pipes together. I'm going by what I see, and I'm going by what is being done to me. Before we moved in this house, they had already started doing things up under this house. After we moved in here, they did some more stuff out there. Right after we moved here, some of the city workers went down to the end of this street down and did some digging. When they did some digging, everything in here stopped up. Water, everything. There's 2 bathrooms in here. Both bathrooms flooded over. The kitchen flooded over. Everything. Because they did something down at the end of this road. So we had to call in someone to come and do something underground, which was their plan. Everything went as they planned it. Then this utility company had to come do something out there in the streets, connecting stuff together. Then that woman over there, Sonia Wilson, moved over there. She started having all kind of stuff did over there underground, all kind of digging, and she just been doing a whole lot. And then they've been digging, doing stuff down the street, and she got something to do with that. So evidently, she got some kind of contract. She got a contract with these people where she can call up the utility companies and private contractors and have all this stuff done. And then the people down on when you go down there and turn to the right, they had stuff done all at the back there. They've been doing a whole lot of stuff. And now they are shooting me. And like I said, I got a whole lot of sheets of aluminum foil. This is about the 10th of the 11th one, but this is 4 sheets. And I've been sleeping with this here up under me for the last 2 or 3 nights. And it have holes in it, but see, I guess I need to take some of it loose. I don't want to take it loose because I want to show just how much, because it got holes in it. They are holes in it. They're just tiny holes that the light is not. They're not big enough for the lights to shine through it yet. But the thing is, these tiny holes is in me, and I'm quite sure I'm hemorrhaging on the inside. I'm beginning to get a cough. Normally, when you get a cough like that, you get some kind of sickness that they're doing to me. This is not. I don't go nowhere, so I can't. I ain't been around nobody, cause I go nowhere. It's been maybe about 2 months since I went somewhere, and that was to my house. That's the only place I went. So the only place people I've been around is the Uber drivers and my granddaughter. That's it. Not Uber, Lyft. That's the Lyft drivers and my daughter. my granddaughter rather. I don't go nowhere. I don't go shopping. I do everything I do online because it's been about 7 or 8 years since I've been inside a store because these people follow me, men, black people, and I keep saying black people. You know, I keep saying black people because they say Black Lives Matter, but you got black people doing this to me. I don't care how light I am. I'm still a black woman. I'm from the race that they call black, Negro, the tribe of Judah. That's who I am. I am from the tribe of Judah, the people that they took out of Africa. But my ancestors were slaves. And you got black people stalking me through the stores. Father, I've been to the mall one time. We've been up here 10 years. I only been inside that mall one time. Actually in the mall because I've been to Bells. I went to Bells one time. But that father I went was Bells. And this woman come up acting like a fool. Her and her children. I mean, you got people doing this with their children. Acting real crazy. I'm just looking at her. I try to ignore her. The cashier ignored her too. Both of them were ignoring her. Because she was standing there acting like a pure night. You can't pay me to be a gang stalker. You can't pay me to be just a fool for money, for the things of this world. Because it's all going to burn up. It's all going to burn up. I'm just not into material stuff that I got to just do anything for it, you know. This is it's we in some really crazy times that people do anything. I mean anything for whatever. Look at all the foolishness that P Diddy did to get to where he's at. He did any and everything to end up in jail or to end up in the grave. Cause I heard that's not P Diddy. I heard that was a clone that they killed P Diddy when they locked him up. They killed him. That's what I heard. And this person that said the FBI said it, so I don't know. But that's a clone taking his place, going through what they going. That's why they let him out. So that ain't him. That ain't him. That's a clone. Many people that you see today, a lot of them that's famous, Destiny, that ain't them. Them clones, reptilian shapeshifter. Start checking people's eyes and see do they have a little round thing or do they have a slit. Sometimes they have a round thing and it'll turn to a slit because they can't, something about the pupil they can't hold. And I've been watching people's eyes for years and they some famous, real famous on that TV that is not that person. Some of them clones and some of them are reptilians. And just because a person is an apostle, don't believe everything an apostle, a prophet, or evangelist say, or pastor, because these people making money. They'll tell you anything when they're trying to make them some money. I've learned not to trust them. I learned to read the Bible for myself. And because somebody else say something that's got a title, don't just believe it. Because that's what I used to do. I used to believe whatever, because I thought they knew. But when I started listening to, I said, that ain't right. I studied the Bible for myself. That's why they don't want me in their church. I had men following me to church, talking about me, telling all kind of stuff about me. I have no idea who they are. Never seen them before in my life. Black men, all of them black. I don't know these people. And the stuff they saying about me ain't true. Saying I don't believe in tithing. I ain't never told nobody, if you want to pay your tithe, pay it. But I can tell you this. You won't be cursed with a curse if you don't pay it. I can tell you that much. Because we're not up under that priesthood anymore. Your priest is Jesus. Jesus is the most high priest under the order of Melchizedek. Now that's who your priest. And that's who you should pay, why you should be paying your money if you're going to pay it. Under the order of Melchizedek. Which that ain't in the Bible. I mean, it's in the Bible, but it ain't telling you to pay a tithe. But if you want to pay one, don't pay it because of the Levitical priesthood, the Old Testament. Because you putting a curse on your money. You putting a curse on you. Because if you trying to pay your money because of the Old Testament and you ain't obeying the whole Old Testament, you breaking everything. Because see, now you ain't under grace. You still trying to obey the Old Testament. And they don't want me in their church because I studied. I studied the Bible. And I can't say I know the whole entire Bible, but I know enough to know that. Because some things don't, it's not just that black and white. Some things is you have to really ask God, what do you mean by this? And in order for you to ask God, you got to be able to hear his voice. So that's when I was really studying the Bible. That's what I did. I questioned God. Because man was saying one thing and God was doing something different. Because I know God called me to preach. I heard him say, it's time for you to preach my word. But I won't want to do things the way the pastor's doing if they ain't doing it right. If they ain't doing it God's way. So that's why, I just read the scripture and try to do the best I can because I'm not as anointed as I used to be. I could tell that about myself because I don't know if it's what these people did or things I've done. I haven't walked perfect because I was being tricked. I was being forced for one thing, and then I made the wrong decision to try and make a relationship work. They weren't supposed to be working in the first place. That's why I don't let no men come in my life. Now, that I had to learn that things is just not the way they seem. People are just not the way they seem. And I'm trying to tell you, things is not the way they seem. We've been living a pure, natural born lie. Everything has been a lie. And now they bring in the Ethiopia people involved in it, making it seem like that Ethiopia Bible is this and the Ethiopia Bible is that. That's a trick. Because the Ethiopia Bible is reading like the King James. But only in the Old Testament they don't say God or Lord, they say Yahweh. But in the New Testament they saying Jesus. I got an Ethiopia. I brought two of them, tell you the truth, and I gave one to my daughter. But there's another Bible that is the original, and they don't say Yahweh. I don't even know if I can afford that Bible, if they even sell it. But I saw a man, he got the original Bible, and I don't even know if I should even put another trust in him. But it's not that Bible's a short, thick Bible, and I can't remember what he said that they call God in that Bible, but it's not Yahweh. He said that's not what they called it in the original Ethiopian Bible. So they got all this here on about the Ethiopian Bible, the Ethiopian people, and there's just something about it that don't seem right to me. It don't seem right to me. And the Ethiopian people are the descendants from uh Solomon's, is it Solomon? Yeah, Solomon and uh Queen, was it the Queen of Sheba? The Queen of Sheba, I believe it was. They child. That's where the Ethiopian people, the descendants. So I don't know if all these stories. I don't. I just not. I just. I'm just learning. Don't just take faith to everything that's being said. Just like now, all of a sudden they saying that we are the tribe of Israel, and we, the people, the black people in America, the tribe of Judah, which we are. But they knew it all the time. So why is they saying why Putin? I don't trust him either. I don't think he's human either. But anyway, uh, all of a sudden he wants to start saying that we, the black people, the Christ is black, the black people in the back, because I think they're trying to start something against us, and they owe us a lot of money. Not just I ain't talking about Russia. I'm talking about these continents where they stole our money, black people money, and us blacks in America. And they got our money and they just trying to keep us held down. And a black man got to bend his back over in order to be rich. They have all this money. And they doing it. I mean they think so much of their money in having the being a billionaire. Then they do their manhood. I mean, I don't want money that bad. That I just got to sell my soul to get it, and I don't have much of nothing. I really don't. I got clothes. I got, little bit of material stuff, which is nothing. I can't even wear it. I got all them clothes over there. They done blew me up so tight I can't wear them clothes. I got some beautiful dresses. But if I put this big body in, I look like a pudding. Somebody stuck me in the oven and just overcooked me. And I get the popping out of the skin. That's how I be looking. I got all kind of shoes. But they done got my feet swole up, my legs and stuff weak, my muscles weak from what they doing to me every single night. Every single night. I can't even get away. I go in the living room, they follow me in the living room. I go in my sister's room, they shooting stuff up in my feet. I be having little balls in my feet where they sending this stuff through the floor that goes directly in my feet. And these people have access to these pipes and stuff. They got access to it. They got all type of access within their homes. That woman over there across the street, she have fast internet. People coming over there. What? Why would she need a fast internet? Because she needed for a weapon against us over here. They got all of these people surrounding us that we do nothing. I'm like a prisoner in this house. Cause if I open that front door, they shooting at me because they got stuff pointed right at that door. And they got the doctors giving them our blood. So they tracking our bowels. So where the heck they get our bowels from? Our blood DNA from? They getting it from the medical. And then they don't want me telling it. Talk about what I'm saying is dangerous. No, what they doing is dangerous. I'm just saying what they doing, and they doing it to me. I have a right to say what they doing. That's my rights because it's being done to me, and I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna keep saying what they doing to me because we need to stop putting so much trust in these people. We just give them our life. We just hand it over to them because we trust them. When they just people, they ain't no different than me, you, or anybody else. They just went to college and got degrees, and we didn't. I got a degree. I ain't got no medical degree. I went to college. I didn't go as much as they did though. But I could tell you this: you can't just keep trusting them. Not these days and times. Cause people just not what they seem. You don't know who's human and who's not human because they just some things going on that you just don't know. You got shapeshifters, you got skinwalkers, you got different things, clones. I don't even know what's all here, but I do know the Bible says as the last days will be as the days of Noah. So why would the Bible say that the last days would be as the days of Noah? So you got to look back in the Bible and see what was going on in the days of Noah. That God caused a flood and didn't nobody make it but Noah and his family. So you got some people trying to say that some of the giants made it. Now I don't know about that. I think the giants were still here because of the curse. Because they was all in Canaan. And that Canaan is the one that Noah cursed. Because that was his wife and his son child. Because of what Ham did. He didn't even curse Ham. He cursed Canaan. And I know I'm going around in circles, but my mind is just I don't have it in order. I'm just talking because I want people to know. Don't be fooled no more. That C19 thing that they had a few years ago, and then they gave us a V thing. That was all a plan to put fear in people, and people go running to take it. The real danger. That was this here. That was the real danger right there, and it's still a danger. And I don't think everybody got the same kind. That's why you had these young people, teenagers, falling dead. They didn't even get sick; they just fall dead. And some people it didn't bother them at all. Some people got cancer. Some people got fertile, but not unfertile. You know, I'm trying to say they can't have children because it messed with their private area. But they saying the people that took it are not human no more. They trying to transhumanize people. So I think I've talked enough. Um, I'm getting a sinus headache. Every night something happens in this house with my silence, especially in my room, when my silence just stops up. It do it every night. It's been doing it for a long time too, but it's getting really bad. And I had to get up this morning and find me something. I need to start taking it at night. But my daughter gave me something because I don't sleep well, but I should have took it. It was a drink. It tasted good too. but it made me sleepy. And I can't, I don't go to bed too late. But last night I was about 10 something. I went to bed. I went to church. That's why I went to this chair and I slept the first something. No, I kept moving around. I remember moving my chair, but I didn't make no video until this morning, to now. Um, but they was shooting the mess out of me. I mean, they was, and then my phone was on. I cuts my phones off at night, but I had them on the charger, so that might be why they came back on. But I know that I had took them off of. I put them on airplane mode. They're not on airplane mode, and that's probably why they were able to shoot me so much. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I am going to get out of here. And it messing with my eyes too. I'm getting where I can't hardly see anything close up. Like when I'm trying to read, everything just blur. And it's getting worse and worse because they're attacking my gut. Sickness starts in your gut. But anyway, oh, my head itching like crazy. Whew. Okay, I'm get off of here. Y'all have a blessed, blessed, blessed day.